It is week 4 in the NFL, and welcome back to 5 in 5. I am Darren, perfectly defeated Rovell, and I'm joined by Chris. What happened? Raybon. Last week, Chris, our expert, went 1-2. What happened?
Yeah, you must be contagious, man.
Well, the good news is your picks are 6-3 now on the season here at 5 and 5, and I am 0-6. This is known as the Fade Rovell betting system. So if we went with your picks and you faded me, you would be 12-3. I mean, this is probably the most profitable show in America if you go by that, Chris. And it is sponsored by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. If you've never used BetMGM before, sign up now using the code ACTION, and you'll get a completely risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's right, use the code ACTION, and your first bet is on BetMGM, and if you lose that, you'll get the money refunded back to you.
I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals plus 1.5 at the Carolina Panthers. Despite the win last week, Baker Mayfield not playing well. He ranks 33rd in on-target throws from a clean pocket, and then he always struggles under pressure. Arizona is getting pressure. They're dialing up some crazy blitzes. Mayfield just 11-22-1 in his career against the spread as a favorite. Matt Rule just 3-10 in his career against the spread as a favorite. And the Cardinals under Cliff Kingsbury 14-3 on the road as an underdog against the spread under Cliff. Give me the Cardinals plus 1.5.
All right, my pick is the Jets Steelers under 40.5. Unders are just returning great. And, you know, the Steelers just don't have much of a hope with Mitch Trubisky. Strangely, Mike Tomlin is still going with him. Now, I do have a fear that this could lose because I believe Kenny Pickett is the better quarterback. And so if at some point during this game it goes to Kenny Pickett, I must say all bets are off. Hit the over live. But right now I'm going with the under. I just don't think that even the happy accidents that turn into some points for the Jets, plus Mitch Trubisky and the defenses, I just think this is a great place for an under, even at 40.5.
The Baltimore Ravens, 3-point home dogs against the mighty Buffalo Bills. Listen, Buffalo still is banged up on defense, even if they get some players back. They're banged up along the offensive line as well. Lamar Jackson playing more MVP-like than even Josh Allen right now. And this line suggests that the Bills are 5 to 6 points better than the Ravens on a neutral field, which I don't believe to be the case. Ravens 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games as a home underdog under John Harbaugh.
I wouldn't mess with the Bills. I think you're going to be wrong on this pick, okay?
Okay.
There's a reason you're wearing Versace and I'm wearing Kappa right now.
You think that?
My second pick, Chris, is the Bengals -4 on Thursday Night Football. This is just one of these things that sharps do. They say, well, eventually something's got to click. I mean, yes, you would think this is one of these things like last week where the Colts are like, the Colts against the Chiefs? Why would the Bengals, even with Joe Burrow, what they've shown this year against Tua and the Dolphins beat the Bills, and like, why? But this is one of these Princess Bride type, like you think it's too good to be true. And I'm telling you, it's not. Bengals -4, Joe Burrow. There's a reason why people buy his cards for $1 million. They're going to figure out how to win this one, and they're going to win it big enough to cover.
I am fading the Chiefs for the second week in a row. We're going with the Bucs +1. This game probably is going to be played at a neutral site.
I hate that. That's a horrible pick.
The Bucs defense is for real. They did exactly what I thought they would do against Aaron Rodgers last week. After the first couple of drives, held him out of the end zone for the rest of the game. They've given up 3 touchdowns in 2 games, 3 or 4 touchdowns in 2 games now, have the Bucs defense. And on the other side of the ball, you're finally getting a little bit healthier. You're going to get Mike Evans back. You had Julio Jones practice. Looks like he's going to give it a go. And you even had Godwin practice. I'm not as optimistic about him, but this is Tom Brady coming off a loss in his career, 66, 36, and 2, 65%. Coming off an against the spread loss since 2003, 11-3 with Tampa. Also 43-16 against the spread, coming off a straight up loss since 03 and 7-2 with Tampa. So give me Brady, give me the Bucs, fading this Chiefs offense. It's not as good as it was in years past.
All right, so that's going to do it for this week. Remember, I'm 0-6 going into this week. Chris is 6-3 right now. So we're going to call me Darren Action Costanza Rovell.
If every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right.
Yes. I will do the opposite.
Chris Action Bonanza Raybon. And we'll be back next week to discuss how good Chris's picks were and how bad mine were. This is 5 and 5, presented by BetMGM.